Well, guys, I'm setting up to film right now, and I go and start the C63 to move it. I hear some power steering noise, and then I look underneath the car, and my driveway is getting destroyed by power steering fluid. Not good. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the front left wheel, it's moving back and forth every time I hit the brakes. It makes a really bad clunky noise in the front left. So there's something definitely broken, or at the very least loose, in the front suspension and steering of this car. So welcome back to LegitStreetCars. My name is Alex, and in today's video, I just popped the trunk with my knee. I'm gonna show you everything that's wrong currently with my really cheap C63. There was once a day that I cared about getting oil on my driveway, and those days are long gone because of stuff like this. You buy older cars, usually broken older cars, and having an oily driveway just becomes a way of life. Seriously? All right, well, there's something else. The grill's not really attached. I can't even sit here. All right, guys, so the reason I showed you the broken engine mount, this is gonna be weird. There we go. The reason I showed you the broken engine mount again is because I think all the damage from the broken engine mount has already been done. I put this in the reveal video, and then the next day I heard a noise. And I had air conditioning from the drive from Kentucky all the way to here in Chicago, and then I didn't have air conditioning. So let me show you the damage that me entertaining you guys by showing you this broken motor mount possibly did to the air conditioning system. All right, so this is kind of difficult to see, but basically right down in here, yeah, you can't see that. There's an AC line down there, trust me, and it looks kind of like this one where you have a rubber hose going into a metal crimp section, and right here on that hose down there, it has torn. So this may be because it's just an old AC hose, but it could also be because this engine was basically just lifting up like this, and it could have just pulled that hose out or caused it to rub up against that crimp connection. And it's severed and it's leaked out all the Freon. So I got no AC. We need a new AC line slash hose and then a recharge. And this is awesome. So the grill just popped out on me, as you guys just saw. And I found these. These are those hooks you buy at like Home Depot, and it's so you don't have to drill into your drywall or your plaster wall of your house and hang stuff. One of them was just like that. The other one is sitting in here like this. It's like they use this as a spacer, maybe? I have no idea, but I have a feeling something went on in the front end. The frame's okay, all the coolers look fine, but as I showed you guys in the previous video, the owner said he ran something over in this area, and I think it totally messed up a little bit of the front bumper, and I keep on finding stuff before I can move on. We have a crack right here in the bottom of the grill, so I'll need a new grill. I'll need to kind of readjust this bumper. Obviously, I'm getting rid of the broken splitter or lip or whatever you call that thing. But yeah, let's just lift this thing up and try and find the power steering leak. Hopefully we don't run into too many other issues before we get there. I drove this car a little bit yesterday, and I started to hear kind of a pulley noise. Look at all the fluid that's on the ground. So I've started the engine. We're gonna look at this together. I'm assuming a hose, but maybe it got all over the AC compressor. So that's your AC compressor. And that is the power steering pump right there. And wait a minute. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see this, but that pulley right up there, it's wobbling. Hold on. You guys see that? It's really bad. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but it's wobbling back and forth. So I think the bearing, basically the power steering pump is shot. And that's probably where all of our fluid is coming from, because I don't see it coming out of any of the hoses. It's just coming from that general power steering pump area. So it's hard to, I know you guys can't hear this, but that thing's also making kind of like a knocking noise. There you go. All right, that's it. We need a power steering pump. It's not supposed to be doing that. All right, so I just sent FCP Euro an email to add a power steering pump to my list of stuff that I need. So I got to look up the work instructions. This actually looks kind of difficult and buried. But while we are here, let me just kind of recap that we are missing a fender liner, and that is because the previous owner told me he ran something over in this area that ripped the fender liner out. It also damaged that lip and everything. And what really stinks about this is the fender liner is really no big deal. I already have it on order. I found one for like 35 bucks on eBay. But what stinks is that he left the cover off that protects the xenon headlight bulb, and water got in there. I don't know how long he left it like this, but there is just a ton of just dirt and corrosion in there. So this headlight does not actually work. The xenon is bad, the xenon bulb is bad, and I put a new one in and it still doesn't work, so that means probably the wiring is messed up. Who knows? Now, I wasn't too worried about this when I first bought the car because he's like, hey, there's a new headlight in the trunk. Well, this isn't exactly the right headlight for the car, as you guys are gonna see. Yeah, it's different. See right in there. It's different than that, and this is a halogen, so this really does me no good at all. So I'm going to have to remove this entire headlamp assembly and check out the igniter on the bottom, see if I can clean up some corrosion, make the contacts fit a little bit better. I'm not really sure, but hopefully I can fix this because a bulb didn't fix it. And then, of course, I will be polishing and ceramic coating both of these headlights so they look brand new. All right, so let me show you why this front left wheel was rocking back and forth. Oh, wait, before we do that, I'm missing the chrome trim around the fog light. So I'll have to write that down too. I'm telling you guys, I cannot get to the next major thing wrong with this car without running into something else. So let me show you what I found here and why this thing is kind of knocking around a little bit. Okay, pay attention to this joint right here. See it moving back and forth? Every time I tap the brakes, this makes a horrible clunk noise, even when I'm going over bumps or taking a turn. So what happened here is the thrust arm joint is bad, and with the magic powers of editing, we're gonna replace this right now. All right, that was probably the worst transition ever. I moved the camera. You're not supposed to do that. I did that and then I was about to work and I'm like, let me get this tripod out of the way. So check this out, guys. I couldn't have just gotten a normal thrust arm and bushing. Instead, I got a hold of FCP Euro and they sent me out a brand new thrust arm with this guy right here. This is a Syncro Design Works monoball bushing. So no longer do we have a sloppy rubber bushing here. We have a fully articulating and sealed ball joint that's meant to last the entire life of the car. And of course, FCP will warranty it forever, just like all their other parts. So this is a really nice piece meant to kind of firm up the front of your car. This is gonna make your car handle a lot better, and they sell this for a ton of different makes and models. I have this on my CDI as well, and it doesn't transfer any more road noise into the car. It really is kind of the best of all worlds. So because it's a fully articulating ball joint inside of here, you're still gonna get the proper movement of the suspension, but without all the deflection of a rubber bushing. So I'll leave a link down below. FCP Euro wrote up a really nice article explaining all the ins and outs of this, and it's really, really neat, kind of a cool technology. So anyway, I'll leave that link down below if you guys want to check it out. But of course, I've gone down the rabbit hole of modifications already, this being my first one. And check out what just came in the mail. This like literally just came in. I just threw the box out in the alley. So these are long tube headers for my C63. I got these from Victory Road Performance, and it comes with everything to connect to the normal catback. Of course, we don't have that, by the way, guys. This is kind of the hacked up exhaust that came on this car. So they basically just chopped everything out, the cats, the muffler, the resonators, the resonator and the mufflers. There's usually two of them back here. And they replaced it with some kind of like cheap piping. But anyway, this is all getting redone. I'm looking for some factory C63 mufflers, or I might do a custom setup. I might go over to Fluid Motor Union and see what they can figure out for me. And I'll do a complete installation video on these. I can't wait to see how this car sounds. But to be honest with you, in that video, it's gonna basically be open headers. So it's just gonna be insanely loud because I don't think any of this is gonna connect to what's going on over here. Oh, and check this out. Or don't check it out. There's really not much to see anymore. We've completely fixed this problem. It's not moving back and forth any longer. And if you guys want to see a complete video on how to replace the entire thrust arm or just to replace the bushing by itself and save yourself some money, I will leave that video linked down below. All right, so moving along with problems with my C63, we have a dented transmission pan. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's dented. Yeah, you can see that right in there. So the previous owner, like I said, he had mentioned that he ran something over right here. You can see a big chunk of the carbon fiber missing. And that's what ripped out not only the fender liner, but I think it traveled all the way here and smashed in our trans pan. So the transmission shifts perfectly. I actually have records of it being serviced at the dealer, which is kind of cool. But we got to put a new pan in, and then obviously we're going to perform our own fluid and filter change as well. So not a big deal there. Something else I had kind of goofed on in the reveal video, I said that this car had brand new tires. What I meant was the previous owner put brand new tires in the rear. So these are some Federal tires. I'd never seen these before. They got kind of a funky design going on, but they are new. But the front tires are not new. Check this one out. It's really bad. So this one is cut up. You can see right in here. So definitely needs to be replaced. And then this tire's in great shape, but they both don't match. This is a Continental. The other side is a Sumitomo. And then in the rear, we have the Federals. And ironically enough, the only tire sticker on the car is for a Pirelli. Now, don't worry, I will dedicate one entire video to taking off all the cosmetic modifications that I don't like. So all the stickers, the green decals, we're cutting these blue flame tips off. I just hate those. So don't worry, that video is coming as well. And then we'll also try and fix the headlight and polish that out in that video too, and start to make this car really look like a nice factory C63. Another piece of my carbon fiber lip. I wonder how expensive this thing was. It's kind of a shame that it broke. I would have sold it, possibly recuperated some money. But there you have it. That is everything that is wrong with my 2009 C63 AMG. And I know you guys are thinking, this car is a huge basket case, and it kind of is, but keep in mind, I paid $8,500 for a 68,000 mile running and driving and not smashed white C63. So not a bad deal, even with the fact that it does have a rebuilt title from many, many years ago. So that's everything I could find right now. But in the next episode, we're going to be digging deeper into the engine, because remember, I was given a massive discount on this car because the previous owner thought that the engine needed some major repair work that would cost him thousands of dollars. So I want to put my mind at ease, especially before we start modifying it with things like headers and a bunch of other parts that I have planned for the car. So with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, have an awesome day, and I'll see you all in the next video.